name is Acacia Hill. I'm the director and founder of Brampton Hill Skating Academy. We are based out of Brampton, Ontario at 500 Ray Lawson. The programs that we offer at our school are from the Learn to Skate, which we call the Can Skate program, all the way up into competitive, which is kids who are competing at the provincial and national level, and hopefully in the near future international, world, Olympic level once we grow. Being a black female in the sport that's not predominantly black, you always have in the back of your mind that you can't quite make it there. So I've always just kind of played it safe and stayed working within skating clubs that would hire me. But I quickly found that being the only person of color in those spaces, I was often kind of targeted and made to feel less than. I underwent a lot of those kinds of things, racial discrimination. My athletes who are African American, some of them were assaulted, abused, and I was one of the coaches who put my foot down. We were very much isolated in the arena that we taught out of. We were bullied, we were harassed. That's when I started thinking more like I need to create a better space for my athletes of color and coaches of color. And that's when I decided, starting to think more about becoming the director and owner of a figure skating school. It wasn't until I was terminated for no cause really. It was just, they got away with it, they terminated me, and that's when I decided, I've kind of been in this circumstance before where I've been pushed out of places that they didn't want me to feel comfortable in just because of the color of my skin. And so I wanted to create a safe space for myself, for other coaches of color, and for athletes of color. And that's when I decided, with the help of some parents, my parents, my brothers and sisters, and some other fellow coaches, to open up the doors of my school. I did it in about 2 months, which is unheard of, but I had 30 skaters who was following me from one skating school to my skating school, and I needed to get them registered within our federation, and I only had 2 months to do that before the competition season began. So I was working around the clock trying to get things done. Finally, at the ending of August 2019, I got the approval from our skating federation, which is called Skate Canada, and all my paperwork from the government and documents to open up my school. And now we have been opened since September 2019, and we just hope that we can stay open for much longer and continue to see kids thrive and grow, no matter their color, their complexion, their race, their gender, their sexuality. We just want to see kids enjoy the sport, do the sport, love the sport, and make something of themselves in the sport. So that's my hope for my school. What people don't understand who are not black or a person of color in our sport is from when you're competing internationally, nationally, you're always fighting that barrier that, you are mostly the only person of color within the whole competition, or on the team of Canada. You're the only one, you're the only black person always in such a white space. You walk into an arena and it's like very white. It's like you're the only black person. And so already being in that kind of space, you feel very isolated. And a lot of the times, yes, you meet great people, great friends, and you learn to work through that. But you do always in the back of your mind have that, I'm the only black person, I'm always the only one who looks like me. When you see someone who looks like you get excited, but it's very far between. And what a lot of white people don't realize is that being a black person in the sport, you go through a lot of different experiences that are very hurtful. You go through experiences where people call you the N-word, or you have judges saying to you, which has happened to my brother, you'll never get the marks even though you do well until you can paint yourself with a white brush. So these are things that not only do you have the pressure of the sport, which is extremely tough being in a competitive sport, but then having those other little underlying comments and things always running in the back of your mind. It's very hard, and a lot of people don't realize that not only skating with the pressure of the sport, we're also skating with the weight of being like potentially the only black person in that sport. And it's sometimes a very hard and stressful place to be in. Your jobs are not very guaranteed when you are working for somebody else. I feel especially people of color are always the first one targeted and kicked out of the spaces before anybody else. So I just always think that, you know, black entrepreneurship is incredible. And it's something that people don't always believe that black people can do. I don't know why that stereotype is there and why it exists, because there's a lot of successful black owners. You need to own your own business. You need to set the foundation for yourself and what you want in life. Owning your own thing always will make you feel happy, proud, and you can lay out the groundwork, you can lay out the foundation that you want. Seeing how quickly I was able to open up my school within a 2-month frame, it's possible. Do not let fear stop your possibility. Yeah, there's always going to be a fear in your mind that you might not be able to do it, you might not be able to come up with enough money, but start small and then write out your goals and then keep building, and don't let that fear stop you, because it's just an obstacle and you can always get over it.